real. Oh, red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah. Come give me something I can feel. Oh, oh, oh. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow. Hey, everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, everything. There's a lot to go over. Update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Like I said, quite a bit to go over here. So let's do, what do we title this? Could Disney link experiences to VeVe? Yeah. OMI DEVVE DEFX DACAT. All right. So there's, I guess we can go over that first, right? It was yesterday. All my troubles seem so far. You have HypeX. HypeX, I'm not even sure how many followers they have over on the X, but let's take a look. See, 3.8 million, you know, just a tad. 3.8 million followers. They say Disney X Fortnite mode will be linked to in real life Disney Park. You did have Jonathan Favreau talk about that yesterday. They were out at, I think, South by Southwest, and this is where they did all that stuff. Then what if you could go to the park and have an experience in Smuggler's Run, go on this amazing mission, but then have that effect connect to your gameplay at home? Now, they've had patents about this, which we had linked to, or we had thought that they were connected to VeVe in some way, because that's the only ones that Disney had put out at the time. Since then, they've had, Disney Pinnacle, they've had Cryptoys. I was like, okay, well, now I guess it could be open to any of them. And then last year, when they announced that they were putting in like 10 or 15 billion dollars, or how many billions of dollars into Epic Games to build their metaverse, and are like, okay. And obviously, the work had likely been going on before they had put that in. There's no real link here between what Disney and Fortnite are doing and what VeVe is doing. The link is that, okay, they're building a metaverse, and VeVe has their VeVeverse, and maybe they'll be interconnected. If you want to make the argument, well, Cavernous is building the VeVeverse, and Cavernous is also, partnered with Epic Games, so maybe that gives evidence that, okay, they'll probably be interoperable at some point. That's what every metaverse would want. Everyone would want to be interconnected to each other. But could they do the same thing? Just because they're doing it for one, like they put out NFTs on VeVe, doesn't mean that they can't do it for others, where they put out NFTs over, again, on Disney Pinnacle and then on Cryptoys as well. So I think the same could apply here, where, okay, you're taking these experiences in the park that are connected to a game or a metaverse that's linked right now to Fortnite and the Disney metaverse, whatever they want to call that. But just because they're doing it for one, I think that sets a precedent saying that they could do that for any other company. And I wouldn't say just NFTs, because they're very clear with the words here. Have it connect to your gameplay at home. They don't say NFTs, they don't say digital collectibles, which I'm very happy with. It's like, well, Chavez, that's what VeVe has. They're known for digital collectibles. You're right, so far they are. But so are Disney Pinnacle and so are Cryptoys. And that's something like the fact that they said connect to your gameplay at home says to me that they're only going to connect these to any metaverse or metaverses. Metaverse is the right plural. Anyway, now, which would not have excited me 6 months ago, but now that VeVeverse is up and running, anyone can use it. It's like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here. And I think that this is one of the things that could become possible in the future. Again, this is just one part that we're talking about today. Comment down below if you think that we are doing, if I'm headed in the right direction, or if you think, Chavez, no way. What's up, Omar? How's it going? Meow, meow, meow. Kumo saying first. Omar had it first, but I understand what you're saying there. Let's go over, and we could do more on this later. Let's see how this speculation has affected OMI, shall we? Before I go over OMI, I got to go on and say, guys, the market is rough. I have had more than one person message. Now, granted, this is over the last couple months, but the second one messaged me today, and I'm pretty sure he's joking. Where he's like, bro, I'm about to put a gun in my mouth. What's going on with crypto? And of course, like many of my clients, I have to go in and be like, hey, I point to specific times in Bitcoin's history where this has happened before. Like Bitcoin's down about 25% from 108. actually by now it's down like 26, give or take. I was like, but if you go back to 21, if you go back to like all the rest of these times that Bitcoin has had, that's fairly normal. Like you have times where some of the best runs are in a bear market. Then you have times where some of the biggest like bear falls, like the biggest pullbacks and dumps are in a bull market. I was like, this is probably one of those times. And this is one of the people that I talked to recently where they were not really happy. They were like, hey, Bitcoin's doing well, Trump got in, blah, blah, blah. And then the tariffs came, and then the tariffs just sent it on like a death spiral the past several months. And I was like, well, be advised, this happens. And in February, a lot of times you have positive Februaries. Granted, a lot of times you have positive Octobers too. We did not get a positive October. We had a very negative October, but then we had a super positive November. Normally we have a positive February. We had, I think, the worst February in Bitcoin's history. Does that mean the same as October and November? Does that mean March it gets better? Maybe. I don't know. March is, we're 9 days into March right now. So Bitcoin down 6%, Ethereum down 7.7. ETH did it go below? It went to $2,007. That is dangerously close. I feel like Chester the Cheeto is like dangerously cheesy. XRP down 8%, BNB down 6.5%, Solana down 7.5%, Cardano down 10%, Dogecoin down 12%, Tron only down 5%. That's the lowest, right? Yeah, Tron being down only 5% is the lowest. Everything else is down. Some are even down double digits. Fast token, FTNN, is flat on the day, actually up 0.2%. But so is Story or IP, that's up 4%. And everything else is down, like going down. So I just want people to be cognizant of that when I go and say, and I talk about how OMI's down. I thought it was down like 11% before. Down 8.5% right now to 000238. If you watched yesterday, you'll know that me taking a look at OMI, I said, hey, we've been kind of down to this area, and we like dozens of times at the 00025, the 0026 area, and we always kind of stay there and bounce above that. Well, today we've gone down to the lowest was 002327, with pretty close to where we are now, 002378. Again, pretty negligible. When we broke that support line of 0025-ish, I thought we would go much lower, and we still might. Maybe the new bottom is in. Maybe that's it. It seemed to me that once we broke 0025, we might have gone like to the 0001s, which would have been nice if DEVVE was up, but DEVVE's down worse than Acomi. Acomi actually has a higher like wild. This is why crypto makes no sense. DEVVE is a layer 1 blockchain, has people building on it already, can do 8 million transactions per second. Everyone on Wall Street and in banking and in stocks are going to want to be associated with DEVVE just because of their T+0 settlement time. And their market cap is like 49 million, and OMI's is at 64. That's heckin' wild. OMI is worth more than DEVVE, which is bananas. Anyway, speaking of that, let's take actually we got to go over Jeremy Padower's tweet real quick before we get into DEVVE and before we get into Joey Swole, who may or may not be an OMI homie and a DEVVE homie soon. More on that later. So we have a tease from Ben. Ben had posted just a little flame. Interpretations on this could be many. Let's take a little drink of water here. If there's any time where I should have like a stiff drink, it should be today, but trying to be healthy. Anyway, he posts a little flame. Could mean many things. Could mean Fantastic Four, Johnny Blaze. It could mean like more Ghost Rider. I don't think it's Ghost Rider. It could be Human Torch. It could be any type of like, I don't know, what's that, like Burger King, like great broiled stuff. Like it could be anything. But what the consensus is, like, it's probably going to be OMI burns, because David just the other day, I don't have, hold on. I don't have the screenshot, so let me go to his actual X page. On David's X page, he's up to 43,000 followers. Good for him. It was something that VeVe Viral had mentioned, where VeVe Viral is like, hey, does this mean that we could possibly burn something in the future? Yeah, it says, will we eventually have the option to buy non-branded furniture for OMI and burn that OMI? And David had posted buyer OMI. Just telling people, like, oh, hey, we're probably going to burn stuff soon. So when Ben goes and posts this, just a little flame, I'm going to interpret that as him talking about OMI without talking about OMI. I'll ask him about it on March 13th. He will be on the podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come hang for that. But then we have and most everyone on here was, I think, was positive. Actually, let me go to the actual thing so I'm not lying to y'all and see what the consensus is. I posted, am I Ellie Goulding in 2013? Because you gotta let it burn, burn, burn. Yeah, VeVe Viral saying, let's freaking go. Thanks, Ben, for making our dreams a reality. Hashtag DBZ. I guess he's talking about when Goku goes on fire when he's powering up. I forget what Super Saiyan this is. Is this God mode is blue? I forget whatever version of Goku this is. Talking about fire. Sven Donjin says collector's gone digital. We just missed it. You have Akashverma.eth talking about, again, the Human Torch. Ed Feely talking about that as well. Yeah, guy named Benny talking about Charizard. I thought was hysterical. I'm looking for Jeremy's quote. I don't see it anymore. I wonder if he deleted it. Anyway, he goes on and says, listen, OMI is down to its lowest price ever today, as far as I'm aware, anyway. 000225. I've held tight the entire way. He's told me multiple times before that he's never sold an OMI. He's saying, you're going to need to provide some very specific information. This is a teaser of a burn. But frankly speaking, we're beyond teasers. I understand 100,000%. Now, to go into Jeremy's, to attempt to go into Jeremy's mind here, probably has had the worst year of his life in quite a many number of years. His house burned down. Granted, his family and his pets are okay, so the major, not as bad as it could be, but lost his entire collection. Now, granted, he was insured, but still, those things are lost. The memories are lost. Like, I don't know if he was even ambulatory the first few days. Now he's been continuing working, going to events, obviously still because he still has family to provide for. And then someone tugged at his heartstrings. I did read this yesterday, but I believe it's worth going over again, especially for this point. Did he? Okay, yeah, here it is. Where he had a kid. He doesn't say how old the kid is, but by the handwriting, I'm going to say middle school. It says, Dear Jeremy, as someone who has loved collecting cards all my life, I want to say sorry about your collection. I know it meant the world to you, and I am sorry. I hope these will make you happy. And this kid gives him, two really cool Pokemon cards. So Jeremy Post says, sheesh, kids are the absolute best that humanity has to offer. Aliens ever come down here, don't let them encounter a world leader before they meet a well-intentioned kid. That said, please no gifts for me. As horrible as it sounds to lose a lifelong collection, it's way worse if you aren't insured. Get insured with a collectible rider. I did. And never believed our entire city would burn, but it did. Trust yourself. Protect yourself. And don't put all your eggs in the government will protect me because I'm paying taxes bucket. So he goes on and just sees this wonderful, incredible gift from a kid, just showing just pure love, pure intentions. And then you go to, which again, he's friends with David. I don't know if he's met Ben. If he has, I'm sure he'd like him. I'm sure he'd be impressed with him. But again, and I don't want to speak for Jeremy, but when you go from from that kid that's just so sweet, just fills you with love, and then you look at a project where you've been a very good investor, where you haven't sold, but it's, assuming Jeremy has hundreds of millions of tokens, I don't know, 500 million at least. Again, just guessing here. Assuming that he had, let's do some math here. $5 million at the high, probably even more, probably like $7 or so million, assuming he has 500 million at the high, and that currently would be 0.0, was it 2.5 to 2.4? Heck's the price of OMI. It is 2.3. Okay. Going from maybe $7 million to $118,000. And every time he looks at OMI, every time he looks at VeVe, he's just reminded of the millions of dollars that he's lost. And then he goes and sees the CEO of a company, which I think is doing an incredible job, posting a teaser. And then he's just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, can you give us something? And again, because most people, especially Jeremy, that's running companies, like, has important stuff that he's doing, is pretty, I don't want to say like no nonsense, because he's a big kid at heart as well, but he's like, bro, you're a CEO, can you talk to us like adults? No teasers. We're beyond, like, he's tired, he's frustrated, which I understand. So just, that's where he's coming from. He means no ill will here. He's just trying to get them to say, like, hey, okay, the community, they want strict, and again, they've probably had the most bullish week. Let's do it in, if anyone remembers Thor 3, I forget the name of the actual movie, but Thor 3, Ragnarok, where Loki's asking Thor about Hela, is like, can't you just hit her with a lightning bolt? And Thor says, I just hit her with the biggest lightning bolt in the history of lightning bolts, and it did nothing. VeVe just had probably its most bullish week for news that it's had in years. I'll say that again. VeVe has had its most bullish week for news that it has had in multiple years, and it did nothing for the price. So I understand people being very frustrated. I understand people being like, and again, multiple people have messaged me, literally joking / maybe not joking about suicide. Cool. Not cool, but like, so you have to understand where a lot of these people are coming from, where it's just like, can something go good in my life? So I, of course, had to respond. Do I have the response here? I didn't put the response here. All right, hang on. I'll find the response. I said, be advised that shortly after the app came out, we were at quad 0.23. So today we're actually around 10x from that price. And I'd love for it to get down there again, because I'd grab billions of OMI if it did. Now, I am going on, and I've been saying that if DEVVE went up, I would be happy if OMI were to just be cut in half. They were at, let's say, like 0.003, to be cut in half to 0.0015. That's something that that's how I could get a billion OMI. If it went down to where it was, like 4.5 years ago, you'd go from $230, or right now it's like $240 for a million OMI. If we were to go down to quad 0.23, it would be $23 for a million OMI. Now, this would mean that it's like a $7 million market cap. So, like, that's never going to happen. But I still do think it could get into the 0001s. But I just wanted to go in and say, like, I understand where Jeremy was coming from. Oh, he deleted that comment. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone over that. Shoot. Anyway, that's my bad. By going over and, man, I'm sorry, Uncle Jay, if you didn't mean for that to be, that's my bad. But again, I'd love for it to get down there so I could get multiple billions of OMI, but at 0.00, even if it stays at this level, I'd be fine with that. I do think, again, regardless of the affiliate program and Stacker rolling out, we likely will have to wait for the narrative. So I am pretty confident that I will get a billion, because unless that narrative comes back like real quick, I was in a space this morning with the Joey Swole. I'll show you his Instagram page. Is he the Joey Swole, or is he just Joey Swole? He's just Joey Swole on here. Almost 5 million followers over on Instagram. But you guys know who he is. Like, it's the dude with the hat on in gyms, always making content, like in his car. We were talking yesterday, and he surprisingly like gets it. And that's not a dig at him, like calling him dumb or anything. It's just when somebody has made their fame and fortune like outside of crypto, and then they come in, it's usually that they're like, hey, what's going on? Why is everything going down? But then, after hearing him talk this morning, and again, I never knew him. I hopefully get to know him now. He seems like a cool dude, but very intelligent. Be like, hey guys, market, like, he's saying everything that like a seasoned crypto like investor would say, like everything goes in cycles. Be advised that, this is a massive manipulation. It's a big push down. And he mentioned that, oh, well, Bitcoin can go down to like 70, can go down to like 70,000. It's like, well, it went down to 78 once before. Yeah, I guess it could. But he's saying all the things that, again, a seasoned crypto investor would say. I was like, oh, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's really smart. So we were talking about, I think he likes HBAR. I think he likes Solana. I don't know if he has somebody over there like Pepe, like a lot of like the big names that everybody knows. The first thing that I had shilled was DEVVE, and I'll get to DEVVE real quick here. Let me. Oh, I wonder if I should. No, I shouldn't go over that. Okay, DEVVE be having down 16% on the day to 58 cents. So my first buys on DEVVE at 30 cents and 15 cents, pretty good. My recent buy, I mean, I've had a lot of recent buys at like 90 cents, $1, some at even like 75 and 60 cents, but I had some buys on DEVVE at like $1.30 and $1.50. And I think I had one or two at like $1.70. Like I had some of those buys really high. Average, I don't know, maybe like at this point 80 cents, maybe even like 85. Again, this is one of those things where any new money that I get, because of the announcement that DEVVE has, TradFi doesn't need to be in the narrative. Like the narrative won't matter when DEVVE does its push and its big announcements. That's why I have no issue. And I was going over with a friend today, and he was asking specifically about DEVVE and OMI, and I told him, like, listen, go in, and a lot of your new money should go to DEVVE. Now, granted, he's got OMI already. If he didn't have any OMI, I'd be like, yeah, you should put a little bit, maybe like 60-40 split into 60% in DEVVE, 40% into OMI. But then because he has so much OMI already, I was like, it'd probably do like an 80-20 split, 80% into DEVVE and 20% into OMI. Because I do believe this does run first. Now, we'll find out more on Thursday when Ben comes on the podcast. We'll find out more about what happens, or about his plans for affiliate marketing, about his plans for just whatever comes on. Honestly, we could go over the whole show, not talk about any of that. It depends. Wherever the conversation goes, it goes. But the affiliate marketing program, I'll ask about that. I won't say like, hey, what specific day, but I'll be like, do you think we get that the first half of the year? Or would you rather say like, hey, I've done it where we put things out that weren't ready and we fixed them, and that's certainly a way to do it. And I think that's been fine. It says, but for this one, maybe, we go in and perfect it first before we roll it out. And maybe we don't get it till Q3, Q4. I don't know. I mean, we could still possibly get it this month in Q1. Like, who knows? I don't think that would be it. So I'd guess Q2. But again, just learning a little bit more, just his subtle facial twitches when asked certain questions. Unless they did what they did last time, which wasn't even officially VeVe, and they spent hundreds of thousands, if not maybe $1 million, into getting Logan Paul to shill it and getting BitBoy to shill it and getting Crypto R Us to shill it, like all at once. That's kind of when we pumped last time. Is that's what needed to be done to pump this time? I have no idea. But that narrative will hit regardless of any pumping or dumping. So yeah, very curious. Anywho, that's DEVVE. There's other articles to go over, but let me get to some of these comments here first. Tammy Hannah says, hi there. Yo, what up, Tammy? How's it going, fam? Hope you're doing well. Cool Mo, thanks for being a member. Abe says, too easy. J-Tor says, yo, keep stacking those DeLoreans. I got my set. I've had my set for years now. I love my DeLorean. Abe says first, meow, meow, meow. Yo, what up, Abe? How's it going, fam? Yeah. Cool Mo says, opposite of Nightman. Planet Vampire, what's going on? Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Okay, let's read some articles that we have going on here. Ben, I meant to go over this the other day. There just wasn't time. Ben had talked about, or he had shared an article from economist.com. Korean artist Jung Hwan Ha joins VeVe with the digital collectible series Oddy, O-D-D-Y. VeVe, the leading digital collectibles platform, has announced a new collaboration with acclaimed Korean artist Jung Hwan Ha, also known as Hazard, and his celebrated studio, Hands in Factory. The partnership will introduce the Hazard Oddy series to a global audience, bringing Ha's signature subculture-inspired art into the digital realm for the first time. It's a landmark collaboration. Jung Hwan Ha I'm just going to call him Mr. Ha from now on. Mr. Ha has built an international following with his unique fusion of street culture, fashion, and contemporary art. Since its inception in 2008, Hands in Factory has been at the forefront of designer toys and art figures. This latest move into the digital collectible space marks a new chapter for the studio, expanding its reach of artistic vision through VeVe's innovative platform. We're thrilled to welcome Mr. Ha and his innovative Hazard series to VeVe, said Ben Rose, co-CEO of VeVe. Bringing these incredible art collectibles into the digital space allows collectors worldwide to own a piece of Hands in Factory's vision and enjoy it in augmented and virtual reality. This is an exciting step in expanding our platform's commitment to showcasing diverse and popular artistic talent, and we are particularly excited to add a creator from the vibrant Korean market. I want to make it this, because I know this can be interpreted in a bunch of ways. It's one thing when HBO goes on and says, we want to celebrate diverse characters, and we're going to hire a black man to play Snape, even though Snape has been described as pale and have faintish yellowish skin, assuming that he's been sick for a lot. Like, it's one thing to have like, oh, we're gonna do this for the sake of this, and there's no point other than including race because that's their political agenda. And there's a major difference when Ben goes on and he says, an exciting step in expanding our platform's commitment to showcasing diverse and popular artistic talent. We are particularly excited to add a creator from the vibrant Korean market. This is completely different than the woke HBO stuff that's going on because of the fact that this is going to make us a lot of money. HBO being all woke is not going to make them a lot of money. But this is the opposite of that. This is legit art. And what they're doing is they're going in and taking some of these guys, and I've talked about this multiple times before. Their audience is mostly not on VeVe, but a small, super small percentage of their fans, of their true loyalist fans that want to collect everything that they make, will come on and they will make VeVe accounts. And you have more, and you saw it in the numbers when this came out. I have the numbers right here. Hang on. Let me go to my over here. 2 weeks ago, we had about 1,071 people based a purchase on a sale or promotional code to enter. So I had 1,182. And then when that came on, the Oddy series, we had like one new person make their first purchase the week before. And on the Oddy series, we had 23 people that week make their first purchase. Are all of them from Oddy? I don't know. But even if only a handful of those are, I think that was a good one. I think that was a good idea. And I hope they continue to do this. Again, if you want to push into Asia, Like, it doesn't help to get like a Russian artist if you want to push into Asia. Well, I guess part of Russia is super in the east, but you know what I mean. You want to push into Asia, get Indian artists, get Japanese artists, Korean artists, Chinese art. Like that's that's the idea. That's the goal. So meet Adi, the symbol of resilience and transformation. Hands in Factory Hazard series is known for its deep themes of perseverance and self-expression. Adi, a standout character from the Hazard Shopper series, embodies this philosophy. Shopper series reimagines the Hazard characters in their personal spaces, using shopping and self-decoration as metaphors for self-discovery and reinvention. Inspired by the regenerative abilities of lizards, the Hazard characters symbolize transformation, resilience, and the ability to adapt to life's challenges. Oh, that's nice. This article does go on for, okay, unique phygital experience. Beyond the digital experience, VeVe and Hands in Factory are introducing a unique phygital element to this launch. Limited run of 25 signed canvas prints featuring exclusive artwork by Mr. Ha will be made available to collectors who obtain the special common editions from the store. Like, Chavez, when did you say this article came out? Because we got this thing like 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I get it. The article didn't come out until recently. But better late than never. It still, to my knowledge, has not sold out. So we are, yeah, so this came out on the 1st, and that article did not drop until like 2 days ago. But again, better late than, I'd rather have something come out, even if it's late, than not come out at all. There are, oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Remaining editions from the common, yeah, it mostly sold out. So what is it? Let's say 1,500. And what is how much for one of these? $15. Yeah, this had done what, like 30 something thousand. I do have to check Gambit again, but it was just really exciting to see that the phygital again is what's working. And this is what I had proposed like years ago. But you know, when Alex was here, I didn't want to try to be disrespectful, be like, oh guys, this is what I would just kind of hint it or like talk privately to him. But yeah, now that you know he's been gone for a while, I've been telling them for years about this, and this seems one of the many steps that they've taken in that direction. For anytime they have a article or anytime they have a drop come out, have somebody put out an article about it, and they clearly did that this year. Again, this is a couple days old. I dropped the ball and did not read it until today, but it was nice that they put it out there. Anyway, let me go to Gambit here real quick because I want to go and take a look at the amount of monies that they've had. That was like 34, 35, but let's see if it's gotten a little better. Maybe like 40K almost. So I'm pretty happy with that. Cuomo says, yo, Randy, Ben said VeVe would be a household brand. Disney and Fortnite would do it. He said by like 2030, didn't he? Or in like 5 years, they'd be a household name. Them going on and being a household name with Disney, Fortnite, that would be very soon. If that were the case, I don't think that's what Ben meant. And again, just because they're interoperable with, like, I think any metaverse that Cavernous would build would have the ability to be interoperable with Disney, or with any other of its creations. Like, hey, if you guys wanted to, you could do X, Y, and Z. But that is going to be up to Disney and the bigger names to kind of give the check mark of that. I don't see why they wouldn't. But again, I don't know if the VeVeverse capabilities as it stands right now is up for interoperability. Like, you can only have like 30 or 40 people in your space right now. But maybe one day, and that's one of the things I might ask about them. Hey, when can we have 69 people to a space? Everyone comment nice down below for 69. Mass thanks for liking my Carnage maze. Oh, that was you, dude. I don't even know like the people that people just send me stuff all the time. Like, bro, check this out, bro, check this out, and I check it out, and they're straight fire. But I get sent so many. Like, I do remember that one though. That was dope. There was another Carnage one, and it was kind of scary. There was like, if anyone ever saw Courage the Cowardly Dog, and you have this like really otherworldly person going, protect the slab, protect the slab. Yeah, a lot like that it kind of gave me Courage the Cowardly Dog vibes. Anywho, Abe says I would love a VeVe documentary done by Mr. Tarantino. I don't know if there's going to be enough action to where we would need him, but yeah, whatever. President Trump says the U.S. will make hundreds of billions of dollars from tariffs and become so rich you won't even know where to spend all that money. Um, um, I was going to make a snide remark about crypto, be like, hopefully crypto stops getting crushed. Rip. F. I don't know. Anywho, let me take a. So I also had somebody that messaged me before, like, hey, why is crypto going down today? And it's like, okay, well, a tariff war. You have China putting tariffs on Canada, Canada putting tariffs on the US putting tariffs like on everyone. Actually, the most recent one, where was it? New Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, who has just replaced Justin Trudeau, says, my government will keep tariffs on until the Americans show us some respect. All right, good luck with that guy. Like, everyone comment F down below because that guy's going to get wrecked. So the goal here for what Trump is doing is to lower taxes, lower government spending, and then have those tariffs on there. So in the short term, it obviously, as you guys can see, has been horrible. And that pain will likely continue until it works. It's like, you ever see like a storm that comes in and after the initial flooding has happened, like you still have a little bit of the flooding and then the, like, not the backwash, but the flooding. So a lot of damage from a storm, a lot of times it has to get worse before it gets better. That's the same thing here. When you have tariffs, it increases, and obviously other countries are going to respond in kind. Let's say, I don't know, like China. Let's say like automobiles. So like China taxes our automobiles, I think like 10%, and we tax their automobiles coming in like 2.5%. I don't know who. I don't know why it got like that in the first place. It should be equal. But what Trump wants to do, and that's it for like the rest of the world, where everyone tariffs our products more than we tariff theirs, and Trump's just like, fuck that shit. We're going to make it equal and we're going to make it fair, and you have some short-term pain with that. Like, we've experienced a lot of that already. The prices of a lot of things are going to continue to go up, and that short-term pain is going to seem like it's going to go on forever. And part of the reason for that is because a lot of these companies that are over there, and they're over in a lot of these countries in China, kind of like wherever they are, because there's lower taxes on there. But then when the US tariffs start to go up and they start taxing them, and then these companies say, okay, well, now I might as well just go to the US because it's cheaper to make this stuff over there. Then not only do they create jobs within the US, it solidifies the US supply chain, so we're not reliant on other countries. And then it does make it so that the prices are lower. But again, to get to that level, again, those are three things that are happening. But to get to that level, you have to have that short-term pain. The other companies that are in these other countries are not going to come to the US when the tariffs from those other countries are 2.5%, and ours going there are tariff 10%. It's going to start to make sense to a lot of these companies very soon that they're going to have to make their product in the US in order for it to become viable and not lose like hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you have the lower taxes, and and the lower spending. If you can cut spending enough, then you can cut taxes. But a lot of times what certain politicians would do is they would just try to cut taxes, and then the government keeps spending, and then the real cost of government isn't what it taxes, but what it spends. So, but now cutting out a lot of the IRS, cutting out a lot of these big taxes on income, and instead just taxing people when they spend is a beautiful theory. No idea if it's going to work, but we'll see. So yeah, that was the market has tanked, and obviously when the Canadian Prime Minister says like, hey, we're going to keep up these tariffs, the US has already been getting taken for a ride for like decades now, and lame duck president Trump doesn't have to worry about re-election. He's going to do what he thinks is best for the country, regardless of how people are made to feel in the short term, because there's been a lot of pain. There's likely going to be a lot more in the short term. And then at some point that will reverse. When is that going to be? I have no idea. But you're going to want to lower these taxes so you get a lot of people spending in the US. You have to have that. It's really complicated, but it should work. Aaron saying now. Orange Bag Lays says, hey bro, yo, what up, OBL? How's it going, fam? I miss you. Hope you're doing well. Let's move on to the rest. Do I have any other articles to go over? I'm sure I do. Ron English's Delusionville, I'm sorry. His Mogul Grin board game comes out today. I think this is another step to Delusionville. It's like a Monopoly type of game. Play the game of real estate in the coolest car and drop a factory or church on the spot. We all know the game. This time, play it for keeps. Interesting. Go over that later. It's $30 for the board. Oh shoot! It's $30 for the board. 1,959 of them. Yeah. And I know people are like, well, that seems like a lot, and maybe it is. Maybe it is a lot for one piece. I'd understand that. However, if you get one, well, first off, there's a common special called the Cathedral Tank, which is one of 41. However, they're keeping 5 of them, so it's actually one of 36. That is, if that's not scarcity, I just don't know what is. So you have you have a shot of getting that, and then also you're going to get other stuff with the board. If you get the board, you can craft a snail car. The snail car costs $0, and if you have a board, you can craft one. But you can also craft a shark car, which again, $0. And the only thing you need for this one, actually the only thing you need for a lot of these, to be eligible to craft the following Mogul Grin player pieces from Mogul Grin Board Game Series 1 series. Why do I have series twice? Collectors will need to hold one Mogul Grin board game, digital collectible, which allows collectors to craft the player pieces. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, you pay $30 for the board, but then you get 6 free pieces, which is freaking awesome. So I think that's really dope. That comes out to less than $5 per piece. I think that's great. I'm probably gonna get this. I know a couple of people are probably thinking like, Chavez, weren't we supposed to get something if we held the Mogul Grin like ultra rare? Yes, you are. That I think is in Delusionville though. This is just a board game that you might be able to play in Delusionville. I don't know when they come out with IP branded worlds. Really hoping before the end of the year. We'll hope. Oh, my boy gave me a text. Is Bitcoin most likely heading to 68,000 or 75,000? Might be. It might be. So keep eyes on that. As he says, as Joey Swole says, Joey Swole said 70. My boy said 68 to 75. So we shall see. Damn, Bitcoin down 7%, Ethereum down 9%. I really want to see Ethereum wick down to below 2,000 just because, like, people have been talking about that for a while, and see where support is. Damn, XRP down 10%. Fudge. Mimi down 7, Solana down 9, Cardano down 12. It was 12.8, now it's 12.5. Dogecoin down 14. Damn. And I distinctly remember when Pro the Doge he's put in like $500,000 into Pepe over the last couple months. $6 billion market cap, $5.5 billion market cap, and now it's down to $2.5 billion market cap. Budge. That is rough. Anywho, let's go on to the rest of these articles here. That was the Ron English stuff. Okay. There's a couple of videos over on TikTok about La Llorona, which is a Mexican, I don't even want to say folklore tale, kind of a folklore tale. The story goes, this one woman was trying to save her kids that were deep in this bay or what have you, or a gulf or a stream, whatever it was, and they, or I think she actually killed the kids. And then the lady was not allowed into heaven. She was not allowed into hell. The devil had said, is like, hey, the kids don't have anything to do with this. God, you take the kids. And the lady is just lost, wandering, trying to find the spirits of her kids, which will never be found. So again, this is the story. And that's why, like, I've heard it from multiple people that, and these stories are likely well traveled, but there is a lady in white that appears around bodies of water that are looking for her kids, like mi niños, and there's a very common rule in a lot of Mexican and just a lot of Spanish culture where it just, hey, if you hear like this lady screaming like my niños, like you don't run to it, like you like hide, or you find like the adult that you're with. Supposedly this was caught on camera, and the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because when monsters, that would do really well on VeVe. For the last several, like, we have Chucky, that's great. I really like Chucky, and this last time we had like this R.L. Stine type of, like, not Goosebumps, but like, you know, these headstones of something that was similar to Goosebumps in like the 80s. And that's cool. I like that. But I really want Frankenstein. I want the Mummy. I want Nosferatu. Like, we have all of these characters at Universal. La Llorona would be great. Comment down below what your favorite monster or local lore or legend would want to be on VeVe. Going over there. Okay, let's go over the rest. Ooh, been talking for 47 minutes already. Walrus King, thanks for being a member. Says, hey, crew, what up, what up? Meow, meow, meow. Paul Dathon, long distance toddlers. Say, dude, this OMI price must have you awake at night. So it's, I get this from a lot of people too, where they're like, I really could use a drink for this. Where the, I guess that's the struggle of being sober. You have to do things when you're not, when you're sober. I've had a lot of people say like, bro, like, are you okay? Like, how are you still like okay? And it's like, I'll be straight. Oh God, I could really use a drink for this. I've been tortured, and I don't say that like, yeah, bro, I was forced to listen to Justin Bieber for 10 hours nonstop. No, I've legit been tortured. I've watched people die. I have not done very good things. So every day when I don't have to experience that is a blessing. And not that I'm okay with it. I clearly I would, and again, I would love it if OMI were to get cut a ton more, as long as something else went up. But the other things have not gone up. They've all, like, if anything, OMI's held up better than DEVVE. It's held up better than, what's Definity at right now? Definity's at 1.8 cents. This is, OMI's actually held up better than the other stuff in which I have. What's Flow at? Flow's definitely gone. Flow's definitely at like 30 something. It's 39.5 cents. Jesus. Let's check out Illuvium here. Was Illuvium down like 13? Oh, 14. All right, it was down to 13.95 before. Again, OMI's actually holding up better than the rest of them. And again, it's the entire market. And again, any day that I don't have to deal with what, you know, like years back is fine. It's not fine, but it's like, it'll come back at some point. It's just temporary. it's like being injured. It's like, okay, body will bounce back, but just sucks being on the couch for a few months. Um, that's it. It's like nobody's dying here. I mean, people die all the time, but you know what I mean. Like the stuff that where the portfolio goes, unless you're selling at these levels, which if you do, that's on you. Um, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lock in any losses unless you sell. And if you sell again, I like I don't know why you'd sell at these prices, but whatever. Um, I mean, if there's something like, let's say you have inside info on something of like a meme coin or like whatever it is, and you sell stuff to put in that, and then it pumps, and then you sell on the pump. But yeah, people do that all the time. Um, but a lot of people don't. That I don't know why it's so. I guess it's easy to understand, but hard to do in practice. I was like, no, you hold through the bad times, you dollar cost average. And most people don't do that. They buy when it runs and they sell when it's like down low. And again, that's it's like trying to get in shape. Most everyone you could not know like anything about like fitness or diet, but at a very basic human level, most everybody knows, okay, calories in, calories out. You eat vegetables, you drink water, you cut out the soda, you cut out the alcohol, you cut down on the shit. Magically you're losing weight. You're exercise at like, it's not hard. Like you don't need to be a dietitian, you don't need to be like a fitness instructor, you don't need to have these degrees. Like people just know. And it's the same thing with finance. Like, no, you dollar cost average on good projects. And obviously none of this is financial advice, none of this is fitness advice, none of this is any type of advice, obviously. But yeah, it's just everyone knows what to do. It's just harder to do in practice for most people. So again, I sleep pretty fine unless my body's hurting in some way, or unless I have some severe heartburn. I haven't really had nightmares in a while, but again, it'll come back at some point. Walrus King says mass murder is your maze is proper. Fire makes you think what's possible in the VeVe verse going forward. I'm very curious as well. Okay, let's continue on. Let's go to the rest of the news from yesterday. Oh, my troubles seem so fun. Okay, where was I? President Trump urges Congress to pass a clean, short-term, continuing resolution bill to prevent the government shutdown, requesting a few months to stabilize the nation's finances and pave the way for great things for America. Democrats will no doubt fight it. I might be interviewing the people that are behind Shiro on Monday, tomorrow. I just have to have a follow-up with All Dolled Up from Sharby to confirm. I talked about Gambit being just absolutely incredible. Sorry, memes. Alexis Ohanian talked about humble beginnings and talking about Avengers. That is the founder of Reddit. I think he's buying something else right now. He's purchasing Dig. I had told him, I was like, and I don't know if I have a. Do I? I thought I did. Oh yeah, I tagged my friend Greg. You saw him on the podcast the other day. Biden's former campaign manager. I was like, oh, he has one of these comics that this guy Alexis Ohanian was talking about, and then he goes on and he posts it. It's like, yep, got it on the drop. So I thought that was really cool. I at some point maybe I'll get Alexis Ohanian to get on the podcast, or get him some stuff on VeVe. We'll see. This is why transfers would be great. I'll buy. We have OMI 100B saying I'll be buying 50 million OMI every week for the next few months, or as long as the market goes down for. I feel like this can get to the tens of billions, if not $100 billion market cap when the narrative hits. All right, fair point, but even at these levels, it's still over 10. That's 5 figures a week that he's going to put into it. That's a lot. I wish I could do that. Slam dunk, boom for DeCat. Love DeCat. People are so awesome. People are great. Before I go further, I'm going to ask a favor of you guys. And the favor is going to be to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smash the super thanks button down below, super chats as well. You know the drill. Shout out to Ace Rig Move that is watching from the South China Sea via Starlink. Shout out to them. Can't go over that. So here's a candid photo. I have no idea what I'm doing in this candid photo that was taken of me in Comic-Con in 2017. Wild times. Maybe it was 2018. I fell asleep on the train on the way home. Yeah, it was definitely before 2019 because I don't have my Donkey Kong yet. Oh, shout out to Omar for finding I forget his name, the real life Peter Griffin. So that's me in the Bane costume. It's my friend Carla as Poison Ivy. That's my ex Erica as Harley Quinn. And let me find you the video here. I thought it was pretty funny. Facebook, why are you so complicated? Facebook's so dumb. Right, hold on. I thought that was great. Hi, Randy Chavez. And then tells Meg to shut up. That was awesome. So yeah, shout out to Omar Kasaje for that. I met him multiple times. First time I met him was 2016 though. Cool dude. Let's go on. Doge says that the U.S. government issued $333 million in loans to people older than 115 years old, including a 157-year-old individual. God damn. So they put in $333 million to people that is nuts. Air Blues is Randy. What's all the meow 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 nonsense? Are you okay, man? I followed you from the early days. The stuff I'm seeing now is really weird, scary. Even if you follow me from the I've been meowing for well over a decade. This is nothing new. Maybe you haven't been paying attention. Are you okay? You stroking out? As Murders, is that me? Oh, that is you. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Hi there, Hey says, I'm sure Ben won't mind you asking the hard OMI questions, considering all you do for the community. I don't know what would be considered a hard OMI question. I don't know if I'm going to ask him anything about OMI. He's not the CEO of Akomi, he's CEO of VeVe. Obviously, they're interconnected. So yeah, maybe an OMI question or two. But I also don't want to ask something and I know he's a professional, but I don't want to put anything in danger of not happening because he slips up. So I do have to be careful with what I ask. But yeah, I'm sure I could ask him whatever I want. But if I push too far, he's not going to come back on the show. So yeah, and even if I do push too far and he does answer, it's likely going to be an answer that people don't like. So I get an answer I get an answer out of him. They're an answer that people don't like, creates FUD, and he doesn't come back on the show. So I hope that people understand the position I'm in where I can't ask too much. But I think that there's ways to ask questions where you could interpret what he's saying, and that's enough. I mean, for me, it's enough. For others that are not like that, they might be like, I want a direct answer. Okay, and I want $100 million. Welcome to life. But yeah, I'm sure I could ask him relatively whatever I want, and I probably will because that's what I do. The respect is there, and the questions are fair to ask, especially now. I don't know what I'm going to ask. I never know what I'm going to ask. I will not know what I'm going to ask until a half a second before I ask it. I have general ideas. Going to ask him how he is. Going to ask him how often he shaves. Now I don't know. What he eats to get that good looking. I don't know. What he thinks of my little tiger duck over here. We'll ask him if he wants to buy Dashi. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You're making me nervous. God, stop. A mass murder saying, thank you, Ars King. At least one knows. JKRB, thanks for being a member. Give me those thumbs up. Metascore says, will the DEVVE exchange launch this year? And do you believe NASDAQ is going to be part of it? I hope it does. I hope it launches this year. I'd say, I don't know, 50-50 shot. Like, even if they plan to launch this year, everything in tech is always delayed. Guys, we were supposed to get like Stacker rolled out in like November, and then January. So what they have, everyone in tech like, okay, well, it should take X amount of weeks to do this and this and this and this, and I have a plan. But then something happens in this, delayed for a couple of weeks. All right, no big deal. Then something happens over here, delayed a couple of weeks, and any one of those delays are fine because things happen. But there's just a lot of delays that you just don't see coming, and they all add up. And yeah, so even if they plan to launch the end of this year, delays happen for whatever reason, and maybe they don't until next year. Even if they say, hey, we're going to launch in September, and I have zero idea when they plan to launch the exchange, but even if they said September, I'm like, okay, maybe January. Again, it's tech. Everything's delayed, sometimes for years. Do I believe NASDAQ will be part of it? If they announce that NASDAQ's the partner that they have, then maybe. If NASDAQ is the partner that they have, then how would that NASDAQ work with the DEVVE exchange? I don't know how that would work with the DEVVE exchange. It might be. I could see it if it was like a TD Ameritrade or an E-Trade or Scottrade or any one of those things, because then you could have those transactions on the blockchain, or and instead of doing instead of buying stocks on like E-Trade or whatever, you buy stocks via the DEVVE exchange. I guess that could happen on NASDAQ as well, but I don't know. It depends. One, we don't know who the partner is. If it is NASDAQ, that's a great piece to the puzzle. And how would they be part of the exchange? I don't know. Very curious to see how these things are interconnected, who the partner is, what that role is going to be with the exchange, if any, or I don't know. It's all very exciting though. It's fun to talk about. Bill Gardner, give me those dabs. I'm definitely going for the board game. I probably will too, especially because you get a bunch of free stuff with it. Why not? Why not? Ben Rose going off and posting about a snappy suit, clean and tidy house, and a working DeLorean. Gotta love the VeVe official VeVeverse. Thanks to Dan Crothers for the new pad. Oh, hiccups. Dan Crothers create that for him. Anyway, J Tor, did you see this, J Tor? J Tor, look, J Tor. It's talking about DeLoreans, J Tor. DeLoreans. Oh my god, I bet J Tor's so happy if he's still. I don't know if he is or not. But I hope he is. So I'm going to screen that. Next time, I'm going to go in and I'll tell him about that again. DACAT for they're number one on Memezilla every day. Shout out to them. Oh God, no. Oh God. Sorry, guys. Whatever you do not look up waifu cards on eBay, because that is a whole subculture of depraved, deranged degenerates. Don't do it, fam. Don't do it. U.S. military's secret space shuttle has returned to Earth. After 434 days in orbit, the X-37 Bravo quietly landed in California yesterday under the cover of darkness. No crew, no fanfare, just another classified mission complete. Launched by SpaceX in 2023, the Boeing-built craft tested orbital maneuvers using atmospheric drag to conserve fuel. What else was it doing up there? That's still a secret. With past flights lasting up to 908 days, one thing's clear: the U.S. military space program is just getting started. Ours is by low, so high. Yeah, preach. M'Baku forever. Gomez says, Randy in on Shiro. I'm not, but I mean, maybe after tomorrow, who knows? Depending on how it goes, we'll see. DB Crypto saying the cat on ETH, and I'll say like, yes, babe, yes. Okay, sorry. There was I. Maybe I'll get an option. I don't know. I have to see what they say tomorrow. We'll see. Sam Altman is suing his. I don't even know if I want to go. I don't know if this is true, but Mario Nawful did, and I don't like Sam Altman, so maybe I have no idea if this is true or not. But I don't like. I have no idea. I'm not going to go over it. Jeremy Olson says the tariffs could be good for VeVe. He's heard a lot of comics are printed in Canada is correct, because they will raise the price of comics, then nobody buys them, then they go out of business, or they join VeVe Comics. Never want people to go out of business, but yes, their demise could be our gain. I like how they pinned my tweet yesterday, talking about DEVVE Exchange and their DEVVE token, and I asked Joey Swole, who did follow me after that, is just like, you know what, Randy, thanks for your service. I just gave you a follow back. I was like, thanks, man. Can I message you like afterwards? And it's like, yeah, man. A shout out message. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I would love to go in and just talk to him again about DEVVE, about OMI, about Definity, about DACAT, and then just not tell him what to do, but like, hey, here's these things that are happening with these things. The market caps are very, very low. You know, other things in the top 10, top 100, they're fun. They're great. Make money with them. But the bigger gains, I'll tell him will be down here with the other stuff. Anywho, DB Crypto saying, DACAT, what up? Meow, 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 meow. What we got here? Always, nope. And that's yesterday. Kathy Wood saying tax cuts and deregulation will shrink the deficit. Founder of CEO and CIO at ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, the deficit is near 8% of GDP, but the Treasury's goal is 2.5 to 3% over the next 4 years. With Doge and Trump's cabinet streamlining pending, plus tax cuts and deregulation turbocharging GDP growth, we believe the deficit will shrink, just like Reagan started in the 80s. Kathy Wood, I love her so much. So much. You have no idea. Also, shout out to OMI. Oh, anyone else getting a little lightheaded here? That just me? Oh, is this a crossover episode? OMI is now like has like 27 or 28 billion OMI on base. Oh yeah, Dr. Profit says now 28 billion OMI is bridged to base. 3 ways to bring your OMI token to base. Use a Stacker wallet if you want to bridge less than 50 million. Takes 30 seconds. Use the official Super Bridge for bridging more than 50 million tokens at once. Takes 3 minutes. Then migrate your token from VeVe web wallet with 1 click. Takes less than 1 minute. Good times. Good times. Either Hay says, what do you think will trigger the next narrative when it comes to NFTs, considering what we know now, second time around? Sorry. Hydrating. What I think will trigger the next narrative. I might be wrong here. This is just a theory that just popped into my head. Picture a game. Picture the game Risk. If anyone's ever played, there's like 5 or 7 armies on this like continent, on like the stage of the world, right? And each person kind of wants to, they want to control the entire world, but they usually have their own spots that are somewhat fortified, and the goal is to have like South America. There's only 2 ways to get into South America. It's from Mexico, from the North America, and then you can get there through like there's like a port on like West Africa going to like Brazil, and you know they can fight each other. So South America is kind of hard to take because of that. Australia, you can only get in through like 1 place. So that's really hard. So if you fortify just 1 spot, you only have to defend 1 spot. And if you go on and you defeat somebody else's army and you take control of the country, you can get a card. A card can be used for multiple different things. And after you defeat that country, you can fortify it on your country. So a lot of people, they kind of build up their armies until they can steamroll somewhere and just take over an entire place, entire continent. But generally, people don't want to like go first. They want to go on and be the defender, because the defender, you have an advantage of, it's easier to defend a place and take it over. And I think that in this game that we call NFTs, you have multiple of these companies Pudgy Penguin. And let's focus on digital collectibles, not even just NFTs. You have Cryptoys, you have OpenSea. Cryptoys has like no money. You have OpenSea. This is what's rough is that as far as digital collectibles go, there's Dapper Labs, Flow Blockchain, and that's really it. You have them and VeVe are like the top two. Nobody else is even close. So there's really only like Cryptoys is not going to be spending $250,000 to like kickstart this bull run like Ben Gadenzi did for VeVe and OMI last time. They had stupidly spent like 50,000 give or take on iJustine and this one dude from TikTok that has several 100,000 followers, but they'd spent tens of thousands of dollars on these two, and I don't think it generated like any sales at all. The biggest sales that Cryptoys got was from the VeVe fam. So I don't see any of the other companies saying like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll spend $500,000, and they go in and they tell all these influencers, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it on these dates. We're gonna pump it up. We'll give you bags of talk, like whatever it is. Like I don't think anyone's going to do that. You had Ben Gadenzi do it last time because he just wanted to dump on everyone, and he spent $250,000, give or take, to cash out like 100 million, like whatever, because he had so many tokens. I don't see anyone that's ready to artificially do it, because again, that happened in like early 2021, dumped all the way down to like 001, 00 like 1214 in the summer, and then digital collectibles just got hot on their own toward the end of the bull market, and that's where OMI got hot. OMI got hot in October of 20. It got hot in October of that year, lasted through like February of 22. So there's no one to artificially do it this time. So to trigger it, you could probably maybe Dapper Labs could do it. It would take like and it could happen naturally on its own. Like Dapper Labs doesn't need to spend $500,000 to coordinate with like the biggest influencers. Like they could just find it on their own. But I'll tell you this: there's somebody that I know that I hooked up with VeVe. I said, "Hey, you guys should meet." They had met, and he's got more OMI than I do. He's had it for a while, and I was like, "Hey, like you could work for your, like you could make a tweet, you could make a video, you could do." And this guy has tens of millions of followers. I was like, "You have the OMI, like it would benefit you. Like you could do this." He's like, "No, I only promote if I get paid." I was like, I understand that. Like, I'm not asking you to do it and you get nothing. You'll promote it and your bags will rise. And he's like, no, I only promote if I get paid. And I don't really understand that, because if I had like if I had just like stock in Grey Goose, right? And like Grey Goose wasn't paying me to do it, but if I had like a mass amount of stock and I get like a penny or $1 every time one of these sells, I'm like, guys, drink Grey Goose. Because like that would benefit me. And if he were to go on and like you could make tweets and you can make videos about, oh, like you have tens of millions of like, and then he's like, nope. Even though it would have worked out well for him, but he's had a meeting with the affiliate head of marketing. I've had a meeting with the affiliate head of marketing, and I don't know what I did to piss him off, but maybe I'll ask Ben about that too. That'll probably be in private though. It'll take influencers to do it, but if each influencer thinks like my boy does and they don't do anything without being paid or being compensated in some way, I don't know how it happens. Maybe just the masses. Maybe just I don't know. I can honestly say I have no idea how it's going to happen. How I would do it if I had, and again, this is not my money, but if I was CEO of VeVe, if I was and I had access to all of it, okay, yeah, have a million, do this, work last time, it'll work this time. But again, like that's not good for the company because yeah, you could kickstart a bull run for OMI, you could like kickstart this artificial pump, but then if anyone at VeVe sells, like if David sells OMI, Dan sells OMI, or like whatever, it doesn't, that's going to create a lot of FUD. So it's very, very hard to be in that position where, yeah, great, we could spend $500,000, like you said, Randy, it'll pump the token, but we're not seeing any benefit out of that. Because if they do that, it benefits the token holders, but it doesn't benefit, like the company doesn't receive that, any of those headwinds. Because the token is how you would, how it would happen. NFTs could just get, like, Alex Becker could make a video on it, and he could, I don't know. It would have to be multiple big people with millions of followers talking about VeVe. And I know the people, or some of the people that could help, but again, I've never built an affiliate program. So whatever Jason and Ben and the rest of them are doing, I'm sure they're going to wow us with it. What I don't know what they're doing, but if they're taking their time and they're likely doing it in a very intelligent way, we'll have to see. I'm very curious. Can you ask Ben what are his thoughts with the landscape of the regulations changing? Generally speaking, of course, nothing always specific. Yeah, I'll probably ask him something like that. Let's get on to the rest of the stuff here. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'll get back to messages at some point. I guess we do have some. I'll go over this first. Watcher Guru says, just in, Binance founder CZ says too much money is being spent chasing small, quick gains in crypto. Focus on ethical teams that build for the long term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. Agreed. Thanks for answering, Tom. Nope. Tom Anderson talking about audits, saying the type of audit you're talking about is common in crypto, but not in TradFi. I come from a TradFi background. One area that is comparable to us is audits needed by financial institutions like SOC2 compliance. We will do that type of thing. Finally, the most important thing by far is a publicly auditable blockchain. The blockchain itself will be public, the results will be auditable, other entities will maintain full copies, and the blocks are mathematically immutable. Fundamentally, you are asking questions about trust. It is the public, auditable nature of the blockchain itself that I see in creating trust. How blocks are added isn't that important. The results are what fundamentally matter. There's a couple of people that are in the DEVVE Telegram that are, I guess, foreign, and what they're typing into the chat is via some type of translator app. And a lot of time tone and different words come out differently. So Tom just says, yeah, your tone kind of felt entitled, but we do have different philosophies than much of crypto, which is what has enabled us, in my view, to position ourselves so well for where the industry and markets are going, tokenization and TradFi movements into the space. I think it's good to check assumptions on how things should be done in the crypto space. A lot of it is nonsensical. Appreciate this note, though. As long as you continue with a respectful tone, you're welcome here, and great to have you grow with us. So Decentraland put out an ad. As you can see, it has the word ad on it in the top right corner, saying the new Decentraland client is here. I'm sorry, the new Decentraland desktop client is here, now in beta. It's faster, smoother, and more immersive, making it easier than ever to explore and connect with friends. Download and jump in to test out. So I understand that Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this. Eh. I love video games in general. I love old school video games. Legend of Zelda, Paper Mario, Yoshi, Kirby, Donkey Kong, Pokemon, etc. I have friends that are saying like, "Ugh, graphics are horrible. I can't play that. The graphics suck." And they'll play games that have good graphics, but the gameplay is shit. And that's fine. That's to each their own. I, for one, do not care about graphics. If the gameplay is good, I will. I'll play the game. It doesn't really distract me. Like you could have like a PS1 game, yeah, PS2. It doesn't matter. If the gameplay is good, I'll play the game. So I've never spent any time into the Decentraland verse, Decentraland metaverse. The graphics are what they are. Looks like Flash animation or whatever it is. I don't know what the gameplay is like. It might be cool. The graphics leave a lot to be desired. So just by graphics alone, you're going to get people that only care about graphics go into the VeVeverse before a lot of these other platforms, especially on like a good computer. If Earth 2 version 1 comes out in like full swing, that might take away a little bit from VeVeverse, but especially when the drone video game comes out from them. But the Decentraland's probably going to get not as many people in there because they'll be on VeVe just because the graphics, like it looks insane. And again, Decentraland's mana token is like 7x the price of where OMI's market cap is. And VeVe and VeVeverse beat them in like everything: users, sales, volume, partnerships, IP. This is exactly the type of imbalance that I would look at when I was in Pokemon. Okay, what's the going rate of PSA 9 versus the PSA 10? And on average, the PSA 10 would sell between 5 and 8 times what the 9 was selling for. But if you had like the PSA 10 that was going for like 20 times what the PSA 9 was selling for, they'll load up on the 9s. If they were going for like double the price of what the PSA 9 was going for, you'll load up on the 10s. I would take a look at this and I would say like, okay, OMI's stupidly, hilariously undervalued. And as long as I was just looking at metaverses, that's what I would put in. Hi there, hey, is a random question. You're always quoting movies. I was wondering if you knew this one. Hope it gives you nostalgia if you do. An old 90s movie, Nintendo related one is I Love the Power Glove. I do not know that movie. Power Glove is, I don't think that was 90s, was it? I think the Power Glove was 80s. I Love the Power Glove movie. The Wizard, 1989. I knew it wasn't 90s. It was called The Wizard. Okay. Power Glove featured 1989. The Wizard, wielded by antagonist Lucas Barton, who infamously declares, I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. That's awesome. Oh, that's really cool. That looks like a fun movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it though. Anywho, let's go on here. Joey Swole from 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, $120 million was liquidated from the cryptocurrency markets, and that was, again, that was earlier. That was hours ago. It is likely much worse now. A little round up. We're down to like 80K before on Bitcoin, 80,100. Now we're at 81,000. That just could be some temporary relief and then go right back down. We had gone down to 78 before, not today, but like how many days ago? Actually, it was like on February 28th, we had gone down to $78,900. We're now at 81,000. It had gone on to 80. You know, a lot of people are saying 65,000 to. Well, also my guy that told me that before. I listen. I don't know. TA might be correct, but he had said in February, he'd be like, yeah, 92 might be the low, and then we went down to 78 now. So it's TA is hard when things outside of TA happen, where you just have black swan events. You have this tariff, like again, the government could shut down on Friday. We have government shutdown. We have this tariff war, instability in between Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of not good things for the market happening right now. I had somebody message me saying that they were going to short a lot of stuff. I was like, bro, the time to short might have been a month ago. And they're like, nope, going to get crazy war. And this person is really smart. He's got a lot of money, and he's shorting everything. I was like, it's everything's already so down, and he's just like, it's going to get worse. Like, okay, no, he might be right. Maybe he has inside info that the government will shut down. Maybe he has inside info on other things. I don't know. He's shorting the shit out of these things. So we'll see what happens. Anywho, I am going to. That should be it for me today. I'll be live twice tomorrow. The last seat at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be all dolled up. Charby will be talking about the Shiro community, and then I'll be live tomorrow night. Happy Daylight Savings Time, by the way. And then on Tuesday, it is going to be the OMI show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Crypto Rain and Dr. Stuff. And on Wednesday, I'll have the spaces with Poly Pupils at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be live again at night. Then Ben Rose on the podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. White Day in Japan on Friday. And then I think I don't know. I'll see what it is. I was, I guess, the bottom is in long now. You might be right. Again, I'll give you a direct quote from my guy over here. Most of my disposable income is going towards buying Mag 7 shorts and then other stuff. Great to see. So you could be interested in piling into FNGD and Tesla Q. First Tesla short I've ever put on. Betting everything on those, but a decent amount. Easy to get into shorts. Always hard to time the bottom. And we'll see. Oh shoot, my boy Ty. Yo, what up, fam? Shout out to Ty McDonough. Thank you for your service, or serving this great country. He's in one of the dumber branches. He's in the Army. But we still thank him for it anyway. Air Force is obviously the best branch to be in, but I love Ty probably as much as a man can love another man without it being Navy-like. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what's the gayest thing you've ever done? I was like, what a question that is. And then they're like, okay, probably basic training. Showering with like 30 other dudes for 8.5 weeks is definitely is definitely the gayest thing I've ever done. But I picked my job. That's a fair point. Ty was smart enough to get into Ty was smart enough and patient enough to get into a job that I was not patient enough for. I actually scored higher on the ASVAB than Ty did. However, I did not want to wait the X amount of months, because when I went in, it was in under Obama. And when you went in under Obama, there was a lot of shortage in things. There was a lot of like scraping bottom of the barrel on a lot of stuff. So I would have had to wait for like several months to get the job, or one of the jobs that I wanted. Ty, however, is just like, I can wait. He's patient. So, yeah, he took the ASVAB at 32. I took the ASVAB when I was like 21. So yeah, I got a. I was much more fresher in the brain, and my IQ hadn't crystallized. And it was only 1 point. Yeah, dude. So Ty, you got to meet my friend Ernie, who's I don't meet many people that are better than me at math. I kind of lied to myself for a little while, and I was like, nah, we might be the same, but definitely when he was younger, he would have been better than me. But yeah, no, he's better than me at math, and I do not meet many people that are better than me at math, and he is, and he's like 59. So yeah, I wish I had the brain that I had at 20. Heck, I wish I had the brain I had when I was 16. When I got out of the military and I went to college in 2017, um, it was like, oh, I actually have to study because my brain even in 2017 was not near as good as it was in like 2008, 2000, when I was in high school. And now that we're like almost 10 years later, so from 8 years going to '09 to 2017, um, yeah, sleeping. You know what? You're probably. I mean, your whole family's freaking geniuses. We've never really had a math competition. We've never really had a math talk. I'd like to talk about that. Yeah, what up, Ty? Oh, Ty, you would like sleeping too. His name is literally Sleeping Comics because he's a comic connoisseur. There was a time. Now I knew Ty was a nerd, but so am I. Like we fight a lot over our nerd fandoms. Um, in Comic Con 2016, maybe there's this like there's like beautiful booth babe that we're like talking to. I forget what we were talking about. I think it was about comics or like Naruto or anime, something like that. And this girl, like, she knew her shit. Like, she's like, oh, well, actually, when this character, and Ty's like, yes, but when this character, and that beautiful mental sparring match, I was like, whoa, in the presence of greatness over here. And it's like when you're a kid, and you don't understand. Like your parents are like talking about bills, and it's like, whoa, oh, this is like real life. Oh, stakes are high, aren't they? Um, that's what Ty was like um, with this girl at Comic Con. Ty, what year was that? Was it 2016, 2017? Like one of those years. Um, and it was, yeah. Anyway, sleeping. You guys would get along really well. Um, I gotta introduce y'all sometime. Ty, when you getting out of the army? How long do you have? Can you come to New York this year? New York Comic Con, or San Diego Comic Con, or Vegas for Designer Con? We're gonna try to get Sleeping at one or all. Sleeping might come to New. Sleeping likes to tease us. He's like that girl that always messages and flirts with you, but when it comes time to meet up, he's just like, nah. Sleeper likes to tease us and be like, yeah, guys, I love you, man. Would totally love to meet up and hang. I was like, oh, Sleep, we're all gonna meet up. We're all gonna hang. He's like, I can. I got. So I think Sleeping's a spy more than anything, because there's no way, right? There's like no way. Curtis Cooper says, I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, what up, Curtis Cooper? How's it going, fam? Meow, 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 meow. Looking good, fam. Looking good. 2017, think you were Crow. Yeah, I was Crow in 20. I was good looking in 2017. Like I get it. It's far cry from where I was, but damn it, 2017 Chavez was a good looking Chavez. I was lean enough to be Crow, because Crow is very. So I went. I don't know if I can have this. Can I? I know I can find the Bane picture easily enough. Oh, Amber. Oh, so me and Amber, this girl I dated in 27. I dated a lot. 2017 was a good year for Chavez. Um, we had a competition of who had the best abs, and she won. She won. She had better abs, but I was close. In 2017. Anyway, let me find my Bane photo. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't like so again. You can see no Donkey Kong over there. Pretty not bad. Pretty aight. Oh hey, here's the one with that Peter Griffin, real Peter Griffin guy that I was telling you about. Anyway, where is the? Oh, I remember that. That was good times. Anyway, oh, 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 girl. Sorry. Let's go to 2017 here. Don't you want me to want you, baby? Ty, do you remember me showing you this picture with me and Justin in John Chan's bed? Yeah, good times, right? Me and Justin in John Chan's bed. Good times. Good times. I don't know who took that picture. Where is my good looking photos here? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that one's pretty hot. That's a pretty good looking photo. Um, but it's not the best one. This one also not too bad. That was also not too. That was not a bad one either. But it's not the best one. But you get the gist of it, right? Like you get the. Oh, I forgot about her. Oh, I forgot about her too. Anywho, you get the gist. Pretty good looking 2017. I can only take leave during the holiday and July. Oconus, man. Okay, July, San Diego Comic Con. Perfect. I don't know if Sleepin will go to that one because he's a spy. Um, oh, Lavender. Anyway, San Diego Comic Con is the 24th to the 27th. Damn, it was really your peak. The hair, the hair at Oregon Star. Yeah, bro, it was like Ty was there. Like I feel like people don't believe me a lot of times when I like, tell them this stuff. Um, my liver had this huge failure in 2018. I don't know if Ty, were you there for that? For the liver one? I think John Chan was. He like I someone like called John Chan and be like Chavez isn't answering his phone. You gotta go to the hospital. I'd say I'd like because like my phone because like in this I didn't bring my charger. I sit in the parking lot of the VA trying to get the blood results from another place to fax it over. Fudge uses faxes anymore to fax it over to the VA, and they did. It's like, yeah, we sent it and waiting for the. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the gym, and thank God I did not, because the VA called me like, Mr. Chavez, like, yeah. I was like, are you near a hospital or VA? I was like, hey, I'm in the parking lot. Why? I was like, you need to come in. It's like, what? Um, so long story short, I was celebrating a friend's retirement party and I survived, but the damage was done. My liver was going into like legit like failure. Um, somehow survived through like I think they pulled a supernatural and a team of angels came down to rescue me. Because when I woke up the one night and this one dude that would not shut up, like I was not getting sleep because he was always constantly complaining about millennials or women or commies. And then finally, when I do get some sleep, I wake up, my machine's going off, and of course, Mr. Frank, I forget his last name, was Costa. Why do I remember that? Anyway, going off like, oh, I can't believe there's not a way to turn his machine off. Trying to get sleep around here, and it's like I don't know why my machine was going off, but apparently I died and came back because after that everything was fine. And then I start getting in shape again. I had to take off the gym for like multiple weeks, and I hate my life. But I start to walk, I start to run, I start to get the spread, and then I get in pretty good shape. And then one day after a run, I drink some eggs. Normal. I drink eggs all the time. I've drank 30,000 eggs in my day. I don't know how many. And never got salmonella. And then one day, my tummy starts making the rumbly that only hens can satisfy. That's a llamas with hats reference. And I was like, oh, I don't feel good. And I try to poop. I do poop. I do other stuff. And then it went from tummy ache to felt like I got stabbed. And I felt like I got stabbed like, and it wasn't in any one spot. It was like in all of the quadrants, in all of the sections of my abdomen. And I was like, oh, and finally my landlord Mike is like, bro, just like go to the hospital. I'm not listening to this all night because I'm in the bathroom. I'm like leaning over like the tub and the toilet, and I'm like, oh, I'm like powering up. I'm trying to go Super Saiyan to like get my body to go back into homeostasis. So I'm like, oh. And then I was like, okay. I was like, 911, what's your emergency? I was like, remember that episode of Kyle XY where he's just like, he walks through a glass door and he comes home to Nicole, is like, I am leaking. So I was just like, my tummy is hurting. And they're like, sir, what? And I was like, so we go through like the checklist and they're like, so you're in severe abdominal pain. And I was like, I want to fucking die. And they're like, we're going to send an ambulance. And I was like, take me to the VA. So I slowly but surely walk down my flight of stairs to get from my room to the house base floor. Then there's a bunch of wooden stairs that I have to get to, or that I have to go down. A normal flight and then like a baby flight, like a snack size flight, like five steps. But the big one, I wind up falling down because I tripped or did something. It was head first. And I was like, fuck. So I kind of like sit myself up, pick myself up, start all over again. No, that's an old song. Anyway, I sit there like bleeding, and the ambulance gets here, and like we're looking for a guy that like has like stomach pain, and I'm just like, eh. And they're like Freddy Krueger come in and like cut you up, and I was just like, fell down the stairs. And I'm like crying at this point, and they're like, oh, bro's having a bad day. And they're like, all right, and they did not take me to the VA for like some reason. I think I recovered in the VA. Was I don't know, I forget where I was. Ty, where did you pick me up from? So I think it's like salmonella, and I go on, and it wasn't the pancreas. It was, how do you remember the date? But yeah, it was May, because the liver thing was in February. This freaking comment. Damn, Ty, you had to hit me with that unexpected heat. 2019, I was really good looking too. More beefy than anything. But I was good at math and I went to college. But you went to probably a good college with a bunch of other smart people. I went to community college. See, Ty went to UConn. I assume you went to a good college too. Yeah. Anyway, May 20. So if you could tell me where you picked me up from, okay, you licked me up from the VA. Okay, I understand. This Asian doctor had zero bedside manner. I finally somehow like get to sleep, and he burst through the door like Kramer, like, Mr. Chavez, like, I don't know. And I was like, I was like, you have appendicitis. I was like, what? It needs to come on now. Fuck. So I was like, oh God, I have to have like surgery. I've never had surgery before, so I'm like freaking out. And then they schedule me for like everything. And then they have to make me wait for like the surgeon again. And it's like 4 a.m. at this point. The surgery's at like 8:30. And at like 7 a.m, this other doctor comes in with this like team of, like, I guess they were doing rounds, this like team of interns that are young 20-something-year-old doctors, about to be doctors, whatever. And they're like, and this patient, Mr. Chavez, has a, and he pokes my belly, and it didn't feel good. Like it felt bad. It felt the opposite of good. So he pokes it, and I was like, fuck. And he's like, if you can feel here, he has an inflamed appendix. And every single fucking one of them takes their big meaty claws and they go, ugh. And every time I'm like, owie, oh, ugh. And I'm running out of noises to make by the end. And then afterwards, I was just like, doctor, and like just hoping that they didn't even acknowledge me. They would not even look at me while I would do it. I was like, look me in the eye while have your hands all up on me. Anyway, so I think like a day or two later, I called Ty. I was like, hey man, something happened. He took me up from the hospital. And then I was probably I like hadn't showered. I think I requested like a sponge bath. Um, so he brings me back, and then Mike's like, "Where you been, buddy?" He thought I was on like a bender or like banging out this girl for a couple days. He's like, "Where were you?" I was like, "In the hospital." I was like, "The hospital?" Like, "Yeah. Remember when I left for the in the ambulance?" He's like, "Yeah, that was days ago." I was like, "Yeah, I never left." I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And I was like, "I was I had appendicitis." And he's like, "Oh man." Um, so yeah, 2018 was probably one of the worst, like one of the worst years of my life. um, yeah, that was wild. Anyway, how did we get on this, Ty? How did we? What were we talking about? Yeah, he took the ASVAB at 32. I still beat you. Like math, or Huckleberry 17. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was looking for a crow picture. I had a Spider-Man picture. Where's my crow picture? My Deadpool was good. Oh, my Deadpool. I can't show that picture. I also took a couple of jobs from my the ripping days. Don't you want me like I want you? I made Brianna Hildebrand laugh. See, look, she's looking at the booty, all unimpressed, and then in this picture, she's smiling. I would like to think that I helped create that smile. My God, man, look at those abs. Anyway, Deadpool. I'm trying to find my crow pictures, but they're not freaking here. Okay, they should be coming. There's Lilith. There's Where's the girl? I had my abs out in that photo. Um, but Ron Swanson. He was a tall Ron Swanson, but Ron Swanson nonetheless. Anyway, that's good. All right, so Ty, thanks for the trip down memory lane. I got a bunch of stories for you. I thought I had other crow pictures. I know maybe that was for New York Comic Con. Oh no, maybe it was for San Diego. San Diego was so much fun. Oh my God, Ty, have you ever been to San Diego Comic Con? That was Oh Sam. I had Markiplier. So the drawing, I don't know who the drawing was. Maybe Sam drew it. Anyway, I had Markiplier sign the Deadpool photo of me. Um, oh God, I took it way back. We got to go back to 27. Go back to the beginning, back to when the earth, the sun, the stars on. So this might look like I'm kissing a dude, but it is in fact not a dude. It is in fact a girl. Her name is Sam. Sam's a boy's name. It can be both. It can be both. Um, all right, hold on. Crow picture. It's got to be October of 2017. I will find this freaking photo. Hey, that's when I had to teach the new girl who did not have the core strength to get up and do pole tricks. I had to teach her how to do it. Anyway, um, oh Stacy. Oh, there's Markiplier. There's my boy. I can love that man. Oh, puppy. No. Oh, Heidi. Oh, okay. Where the heck? Oh, there's Deadpool again. All right, we're in August. We got to go to October. Oh, sorry. No, Cali's gonna be one of the last dates I go. You know, that's a fair point. I understand. That is a. I understand that. Here's September. September. My God. Where is October? Oh, October. I was not Crow because I gained a lot of weight. I went like you guys saw me as like Deadpool and Spider-Man, right? Then I just got beefy. I got beefy, and I one of the best compliments that I got was just like, "Bro, did you take steroids?" And I was like, "No, bro, I just ate a shit ton." Um, I think Bane would beat John Stewart. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think Bane versus John Stewart? Like, oh my God, look at the freaking. Oh my God, so good. So yeah, it was definitely 26. I don't know because I don't think I was Crow in 20. Oh shoot. Man, how did you find this so fast? There's my friend Karen on the that one, and then Mike, and then me, and then Erica. Good times, good times, good times. Yeah, I don't. How'd you find that quickly? I don't know where I. Was it 29? Man, how's this man find me? Um, oh, I got a picture of Ty. When your patrons tell you you look like Paul Bunyan. Oh, that was great. That was great. That was great. I have a bunch of pictures of Ty. I should make a separate Ty folder. My man. Sorry. Say I got more than one because she's got a cat on her. You get it. I hope you get it. Kim. Oh my God, beers. That's the name of a friend. So I'm not actually talking about beers or beer. Could have sworn I had more. I know I have more pictures of Ty. I don't know where they are, but they're there. They're there at some point. I'll find them. I'll find them. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Oh, I see another picture of Ty. This one is not very flattering, though. I don't think I can show this, unless Ty tells me to. But it is not a flattering photo at all. I don't. Why? Oh, the Paul Bunyan one. Or the other one. Oh man, like that is Chavi with a beard and the hair. So when was this? Oh, this was still 2017. Okay, yeah. All right, that's fair. All right, Ty, let me show you 2019 Chavez. Because 2019 Chavez had some. All right, where am I? You can't really tell that photo. I think early 2020 Chavez is really good. Oh yeah, so this is why I don't. There was this one girl in 2019. We were in line to go on the cruise. Ty might remember her. We're in line to go on this. It's a cruise around the Hudson. It's like a 4-hour cruise. And our part of the line and this part of the line, we vibed and we all like hung out. And there was one girl. I'll change her name. Her name is Cup. Miss Cuppy is her name. And she's from wherever she's from. It's like, yeah, I'm over there. Got a boyfriend over there. I'm doing this over there. Tells me her whole life story. And then, like X amount of hours later, and everyone's drunk as heck. I'm like stumbling out of the bathroom, and this girl, Miss Cuppy, goes like, "Randy, I found you." I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And before I know what's happened, her face is on mine. I was like, "Oh, okay." And that is why, gentlemen, if your girl's going out and she's saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm just going out with my friends," they might be, or they might be doing something else. They might be. I'm not going to show a picture on here, but they might be doing something else. Anyway, there's got to be more pictures of me, right? Right? Oh, all right. There you go. Oh God, I'm with Pickle Rick over there. Oh yeah. See, Ty, 2019 me was yoked AF, but I think my hair was still not great. There's definitely more. Oh, my friends, I love that one. Unreasonable. Oh, friends. Oh, I miss them. Yeah, 2019 Chavi wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad looking. The hair was definitely starting to go, but wasn't that bad. I'm not that fat now. Okay, all right. I will. Oh man. Okay. I don't know what this was in response to. It doesn't have a. I think it was just a normal photo. I don't think it was a Snapchat. I think I said something, and you gave me the look, and I don't know exactly why. I must have said something redonkulous, and you were probably just like, "Bruh, oh, yeah, bro." All right, so we're gonna go to November. Oh, I had a cat named Kelly, and she was great. I loved her. She was my bays. Okay, I'm trying to. I'm just gotta. So I have a very risky. I can't show the risque photo, but it is great. We're sleeping at. Hey, sleeping. Were you in the Air Force with me? No, that's my boy Borbin. He's a cool dude. Borbin's Oh, my friends. I don't know why this is in the 2019 folder. Kitty. The one time I had an airplane all to myself. I had a C5 all to myself. Amazing. Amazeballs. Time I wore makeup. Joyce had a crazy amount of hair. So this was in 2019. This was wow. Not great, but also not bad either. Hold on. Yeah, Amber kept her abs, but I did not for 2019. Where the heck is my aw? Don't you want me like I want you, babe? This, you might not get it, but this is peak male performance. This is what the peak male body is supposed to look like. George Costanza. Did you show the Peter Griffin? I did. I did show Peter Griffin to the audience. Whoa. Man, lordy. There's a different one. There's a different one. I could have sworn. Lorelei, sorry. Good Lord, I did not realize that these pictures were in here. Damn. Yeah, 2019 was a good year for Chavez too. Whenever I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but whenever you get like your body and your hair and your clothes on point, girls notice. Girls notice. So 2019 was another stellar year. Okay, I'm going to try to take a look at. Okay, no, that wasn't it. Oh. Okay, never mind. Don't you want me like. This is December 2019. Not bad, not bad. Now we're in January 2020. I swear I had the. Do you remember this meme? It's ma'am. That was great. Oh, who dis? Oh, okay. Forgot about that. Well, X amount of years later, that's fine. It's fine. Need the remind. Yeah, PT motivation. Every now and then, I'll text hi, be like, "Hey, hero, don't you have an appointment to go to?" Or I'll be like, "Bro, where's your CAC at?" So in the military, you get this thing called the Common Access Card. Sorry, I just what my friends used to call me. So these weren't even my friends. It was my friend Mark's daughter, and her friends used to call me Mom Steve because I was like their babysitter. And one day, like, I took one of them to like 7-Eleven because like I wanted stuff, and what I really wanted to do was play the Harry Potter Wizards Unite thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for a walk. And then they're just like, Randy's a bad dad. Left him alone in 7-Eleven, and he isn't even looking for me. Like what? Okay, anyway. I forget what I was talking about before this. Oh, so we're gonna get Tara Strong on the podcast at some point. Been a long. No, this is 2020. Oh, I got another picture. A tie in his ski cap there. Playing Wii. We're playing Wii something. I forget what we were playing, but it's Wii something. All right. Oh, what's up, Mr. MC1? Meow, meow, meow. How's it going? Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. This picture. That's all right. I can't. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, my bed. Oh, my other. Oh wow. Oh, my friendo. Where the fudge are all of my hot photos? You feel like I should, in my first apartment, I had this amazing Pokemon clock, and my friend Justin lost it. He lost it. He borrowed it and he lost it. I was pissed forever. And speaking of my first apartment, I had this awesome little bookshelf. I put all my books on it that I wanted to read. There was 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, How to Bounce When Others Break. And I did a little light reading too called, God, what was it? 10 things I hate about you, or 10 things I hate about me. And then Ty, with his Jolly Green Giant ass, just breaks the whole thing and it collapses like a lawn chair. And I was salty at Ty for a minute too. And Ty's like, I didn't do it, bro. I barely touched it. But Pepperidge Farm remembers Ty. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Halle Berry, there's Stacy. Oh, there's the best girl in the world. There's my little Roxy. I loved her. Oh, she's so, oh, she was the best. All right, February of 20. There's my friends. Okay, we're in March of 2020. We had that photo. That was cool. Oh my God. Sorry. I was astounded by the different. Aw. Wasn't me. It was Justin. He was never in that room. He was not even there at the time. Oh, my friend. Oh, they love me. I was in. Do I not? Oh my, Jesus, goodness. How Italians pet cats. Sorry. My dog is upstairs, and they are. When I had like the Wolverine, the little, and then I had some friendos that I was. And then we decided to become anime girls, Magica girls. That looks like. Why does it look like I have cleavage? I don't know why that looks like that. Anyway, don't you, baby? Don't you need me? Okay, where the heck is my good photo? Ew. Sorry. A shelf came off, and he came in to put it back, and he freaking shattered it. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds right, but I'm still gonna take offense to it. Okay, so in 2020, I clearly was not good looking at this point, but I get a message. Where is it? I get a message from the United States Air Force saying, as the ongoing Rona pandemic affects our nation, please consider serving your country once again. During this time of national emergency, the Air Force is engaged on multiple fronts to support the national effort to mitigate the impact of the Rona, maintain our ability to accomplish our missions, and keep our members and family members safe. At this time, we're identifying members who may be interested in serving to support the Rona efforts. The primary focus is on the members with medical skill sets. However, other non-medical AFSCs may identify themselves to help the Rona relief. For those members that may be selected to serve, the duration could last months throughout various U.S. locations. You want to know what I sent them? You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. Needless to say, they did not respond. But boy, did I have the last laugh. Okay, where the heck were these? Okay, so this was one of my best. This is one of my best shots in 2017. That was peak. That was one of the peak. But there was another. Yeah, why did you do that? Okay, I am going to find a hot photo of me. Oh, here it is. Boom shakalaka. And this was 2020, mother flappers. Yeah, Ty. See, I was hot in 2017, 2019, and 2020. Boom. And then the Rona hit, and then I was wrecked. Anywho, this has been a nice. Oh, it's been 2 hours. Okay. I am going to. I already ate today. So I'm going to give the pupper some more noms, and then zoom in on that hairline. Yeah, like is it great? No. Is it better than it is now? Absolutely. I think 2020 hairline was still not horrible. Like it was still passable. I was still raw dogging that hairstyle with no hat, just raw dogging life over there. Not bad at all. Love you, bro. I love you too, man. I love. Just Snapchat me. Any other, like, text me or Snapchat me, because any other place is just like, let me just show you. That's not Instagram, right? I love you, Ty, but I also have a lot. Oh, there you are. There you are, Ty. You're down there. There are. You want to know what my message requests look like on X, where I do a lot of deals? My message requests are never ending, and my DMs no longer belong to me. So I have. I'm trying, and I'll try to be better. But Snapchat or text? Meow, meow, meow. I love you. All right, bye. Meow, meow, meow. Everyone say bye to Dashi. Bye, bye, Dashi. I love you. Oh, don't you want me like the one?